Universes Academy podcast. We are going to break down some of the set 2 cards we have seen so far. They started this week putting out some spoilers, some reveals, and they've actually done a character, and at first it was one foundation, or foundation or an attack, and one card out of their kit. And so far we have 5 characters. We have Midoriya, Bakugo, Todoroki, Stain, and Iida. And let's get things started off with Midoriya. I know, Matt. I know that's your boy. Why don't you give us some thoughts on what we've seen from Midoriya so far?
All right, so Midoriya 629 again. Yeah, he's got Earth this time, and then he's got Good in Life still. Enhanced discard a card. Your punch attack gets +1 speed, +3 damage, and then response once per turn. Commit 1 foundation. So that's the cost. After you check a copy of a foundation that is in your stage, build the checked foundation. So, real talk. When I first read this character, I was like, okay, seems pretty good. And then I went on Ultra and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to list him up and see how this is. This character seems awesome. like, I can't wait to try to build this deck. I was really disappointed that first Midoriya didn't work out. I even read the article comparing them and trying to talk about the benefits of the revision they made. And he still just wasn't where he needed to be, right? But this guy puts out constant, consistent pressure. He makes a lot of those punches that aren't that great, statistically, into very, very good attacks. And he has a ton of card draw options. Passing the torch, his secret rare from set 1. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can do with this character.
The new action.
Yeah, the new action, right? The price of peace as well. Yeah, all those things.
Throw, Missouri Smash.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good deck, by the way, guys. If you weren't aware, it's good punches, which I have right now with All Might, and I'm kind of looking forward to testing this out and seeing if I like this version of it more, because that's kind of the way the game is shaking out right now, where it's like, hey, here's this kit. How do you want to utilize this kit, and which character, basically how they utilize it, because they all do it in different ways. So, and then his build ability, that's the thing that I guess I was sleeping on more so. I could read the enhance, I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. But his build ability, I forgot how much artificial building good already does. And that just seems like I was like, you're never gonna hit this ability. It's gonna happen every now and then, and you gotta tap one to get one. That's not that great. But think about it. If you go second, right, you build 4 or 5. You go into their turn, you're holding on to your couple cards to, block with. But then as you're blocking, you check another foundation. Hey, look, bloop, I commit when I built another. Oh, hey, I blocked with I had a mainly passionate for that built turn 1, and I blocked with another foundation. I built 2 off of that. Hey, look, now I just went, and now on my turn 2, I have 7 or 8 foundations, and I'm going to just draw a grip pool of attacks. I'm going to murder you. Because 3 damage buffs a lot of attacks from 5 to 8. I only got to play 3 or 4 or 8 damage attacks to kill somebody. So
yeah, I mean, you lead with the chop. They don't want to block it anyway, or they got to discard a card. Now it's like, well, now this thing's doing at least 8 damage, or you discard 2 cards, right? It gives you a chance to put people in positions they don't want to be in. They have to make bad choices, which is what you as the player want to do.
Right. So yeah, I'm really hyped for this character now. Of the things we've seen so far, easily the one that I want to build. I'm sure there'll be something else that I want to build also, but I'm just glad to see Midoriya getting a character that's going to be at the very least competitive. He may not be the best deck in the format. He might still struggle against some of the other decks that we already know are good, but I think he'll be competitive.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you could probably get away with playing him off Earth as well as good. There's still a nice punch line up there. Life.
There's not a lot of punches in life.
Does his rival deck have life?
Yeah, he has life. So all the original Midoriya attacks have life, but they're not the best punches.
Right. They're just
You're
his
not
punches.
Getting Relentless Barrage or something, or
Missouri Smash,
chops, jabs. Yeah. All my cards.
So yeah, we're probably not playing life, but we could probably get away with good or Earth for sure.
Yeah, man. This Midoriya with Relentless Barrage
could be a thing.
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot.
You gotta be able to keep filling your hand up.
I say pitch Relentless to then pull it back, negating your character ability cost. There's some cool stuff there.
Yeah.
And his foundation battle resolve. It's a 0/5, so good spam. Probably +3 mid. Response commit flip after you lose a health, gain 1 health. Not the greatest ever, but it's something on a spam you can use if you want to, right? Enhanced commit 2 copies of this foundation. This attack gets +3 or -3 speed. Also not the greatest thing ever. But if you're gonna die and you got to be able to block, you get -3 speed. Or if you know it's like I have to get this attack through,
Yeah.
give it +3 speed.
I think that's the more likely scenario.
Yeah, I agree. It's just it's something on a spam foundation that you can use, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like speed reduction in the game, like especially in like good. I mean, you already got like specialist to sound or whatever.
Mhm.
Um,
That
but
taps by
yeah,
itself to get -3.
yeah. So like, there's not a lot of stuff that's given +3 speed out of your staging area though for commit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I don't.
tapping 2 copies of this to get +3 speed, I think will probably be fairly impactful.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how likely this card is to make it into the final like competitive builds of the deck. You know, just because we haven't seen this whole kit, so it's hard to determine.
Yeah.
But I don't think the card is like insane, but it's also not terrible. Like it's like to John's point, like it's 2 playable abilities on a 0 difficulty foundation. Like, all right, cool.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yep. Second reveal we had Bakugo version 2, 720 death, earth, fire, enhance, destroy 1 foundation. Your fury attack gets +2 speed and +2 to its powerful rating. Important to note, your card must actually have a powerful rating to have it increased to 2. You can't just say, "Oh, my card has powerful 0," and then it gets powerful 2. No, it has to actually already have something.
Hmm.
Response: once per turn, after you play a combo ability, your rival flips 2 ready foundations.
Yep.
I'm excited by this Bakugo. I'm excited to see a 7 hand size Bakugo for like an aggro build. He still is destroying his own foundations to buff his attacks. Obviously, the first one you destroyed it for +2 damage. This one is +2 speed and +2 the powerful rating.
Hmm.
I can kind of assume we're going to see a few more of his cards have powerful maybe in this set.
Seems likely.
I think the one they spoiled actually does.
It
But
does. It's got power 1.
also, it helps out Nitro Ignition, right? Because that gives your Fury attack powerful too.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can use his ability to make it PAL 4
Yep.
and just blow things up.
Is the Nitro Ignition, is that a response? Is it after you've played it, you give it +2, or is it enhance? I can't remember.
It's an enhance, you remove it during an attack. So like you have to
Okay.
have the attack in play, then you enhance remove ignition from your card pool
Mhm.
to give that current attack powerful 2. So
Okay.
then you'd have to destroy a foundation to give
So
that current attack +2 speed and +2 to its powerful rating.
So then powerful 4.
Mhm.
Not that's pretty real, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. So my concern with this character is that like, all right, so first you have to run Fury attacks. That's not a big concern. All his stuff's Fury attacks. They're all pretty good, right? But now you also have to run Fury powerful attacks to really get your mileage out of this. Because destroy a foundation just for +2 speed is not very good.
Mhm.
It's okay, but it's not very good. Like destroying committed foundations ideally, but um, I mean, think about it. You sit down from Eraser, and he just negates that ability, right? So you just never destroy. Um, and then the response is very good. Like I think the response, but then now you get to the response, and it's combo abilities. So now I'm already playing Fury and powerful attacks, but now I have to also find the combos within that. Or maybe you just like don't worry about the powerful thing, except for like maybe one attack, and then you run a bunch of combos. And I think that's the problem with this character is that figuring out his attack lineup to like really try to figure out how you're going to get those kills and really use the character and like consistently is going to be very challenging because of how um, widespread the keywords are just on his abilities. You know, like I don't know, like I love Bakugo. I'm glad he's 720 also, but that's my concern here. I think you really probably just build around the flip ability and then maybe
Mhm.
have an attack that benefits from the powerful.
Yeah, and it's also kind of odd because a lot of the set 1 Bakugo's cards, they don't have combo on them, but they kind of combo into each other.
Right.
So
Mhm.
you have like Long Lasting Explosion, like Monster Blast, that or other ones, and Point Blank Incineration, I think maybe does something too. Where it's like if your previous attack or if your next attack is this kind of attack, it gets this, but that's not the same as a combo enhance. So it
Right.
is kind of like weird negative synergy with the first Bakugo kit. Um,
Right, like the first Bakugo kit is all about like even with Nitro Explosion Edition, like clearing cards from your card pool, right?
mhm,
Which because that's what the Bakugo does. Well, this one doesn't do that. So
mhm,
like you have to run encouragement and all these other cards to try to create that effect now, which is going to slow this guy down a little bit. I think Touch of Decay with him, which I already love anyway in Fire Bakugo, I think
mhm.
Touch of Decay with him is very good
Yeah.
because you like play it and I'll give it 2 speed and then like you're gonna flip two things face down, and then if you block it, I pick it back up, and I don't know, like you might be able to do something there, but I don't know. I mean, in the past, flipping all their stuff face down hasn't been good enough to win games.
Mhm.
It's just kind of a nuisance, like they just still have things to tap, so they still pass cards, and they're like, okay, here, and you're like, well, that wasn't good enough defensively, so
Yep. But we also did get one of his attacks. Detonation launcher, 5 diff, 3 check, +2 high block, 4 low for 5. Fury, powerful 1 range, enhance flip 1 foundation. If your next attack is a high attack, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. If the next attack is a mid attack, your rival will flips one ready foundation. So again, also it keeps the theme of his first kit where it's your attacks lead into each other and they do other things, but it's not the same as getting the combo enhances. These just automatically happen.
right, not
Um,
using the combo keyword.
Yeah. Which I think I like as a way to set that up, because then you do have like combos, but you're not actually having to like worry about the combo enhance. But again, that does have like negative synergy with his actual card, his character, because you want to play the combo enhances with that
Right.
character. Um, I think it's a fine attack. It's a Fury, so it plays with all of his stuff.
Mhm.
Powerful ones, it'll go to powerful 2 or 3, rather, if you use his
Powerful three,
ability.
yeah.
It's a low attack. Low attacks are, I'd say, usually the most desired zone, because there aren't as many low blocks.
Mhm.
Maybe that'll change. And it's a fine enhance, right? Flipping
Yeah.
one of your own foundations to make your attacks better or to hurt your opponent's staging area. It's not bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think this card's actually pretty good. Like I want to test this out in my current Bakugo build, because of that ability to just snap get a momentum. Like if you open with one of these, flip, and then can play an instant explosion release into it, I mean, there's 2 momentum right there, right? If they
Mhm.
don't block this one completely. So I think that's kind of cool. Or, into the touch of decay play, like I was saying. Now you play this and you touch a decay, and your touch of decay makes them also flip one, and then you flip 2 more because it's a combo.
Mhm.
Like touch of decay on a 5 to make them flip 3 foundations. Okay.
Yeah,
Like
not
that's a
bad.
third of their board.
Mhm.
So I think this card's pretty cool.
Mhm.
It might be too like the 5 slot might be too restrictive.
He's
Like
got
there's
a
just other
lot of 5
5s.
difficulty attacks you want to play.
Right.
Yeah.
There might be some other 5s you just rather play over this one, but yeah, I don't think this card by itself is bad. Like it'll find a home in a deck.
Mhm. Yep. Next up, Ryan, you want to talk to us about some Todoroki?
Yeah, so 627 Fire Order Watcher. He's finally found order between his fire and water. I like it.
Yeah.
He's got 3 once per turn abilities. I'm not sure why they didn't just put like a thing that says these can all only be played once per turn at the top to clean the text up a little bit.
I guess
Personally,
just consistency. I guess I
yeah.
don't know.
But enhance once per turn, give your attack +2, speed and +2 damage. Enhance once per turn, your ranged attack gets stun 2, and enhance once per turn, both players add 1 momentum to their hand. So obviously, this character wants to just like stun you out. Giving stun 2 to stuff.
It's
There's
nuts.
obvious synergies with like giant ice wall, right? You stun 4 essentially with your giant ice wall. Give your next attack stun 2. You stun 6 off of 1 attack's worth of enhances. Um, his third ability like fuels the giant ice wall to get momentum back in your hand to pay for the cost, right? But like outside of that, I think there's some really cool interactions in order where you can do things with like 1.3 million volts. You get to stun 3 things with that to start your turn. Um,
And
and
then add
then
3 damage.
and then commit 1 to stun a 4th thing, right? And then add 4 damage, which is
Or
Yeah.
maybe 6 damage with his first ability, right?
yeah. And then like I think there's a very real like possibility you just go all in on like 1 attack to make them just like deal with it. And then if they deal with it and commit the resources, then you just play your turn like normal, and then they
Mhm.
have way less resources to deal with stuff. But he's also really good with like Dark Shadow Ruin, give it
Mhm.
+2/+2, and then plus 3 damage and stun 1. And then you could also give that another stun 2 if you wanted. So I think
It's
he's
a
got
range
some
card.
I think he's got some cool things that he can do. Um, I like this character. I like his symbol spread thematically. I think he's doing cool stuff still. Like he's got the fire on his +2/+2. He's got the water, I guess, with the momentum stuff, right?
Mhm.
And then the ranged is obviously like the order enhance, I guess, for the
Mhm.
stun. So I like this character a lot. I think he's gonna be fun. I think there'll be some really cool decks you can build with him. Um, I could see him. I could see him winning a tournament. Honestly, I think he's good enough.
Hmm.
I think he's a solid A tier character, probably, like, depending
Yeah.
on what his kit looks like. I'm just glad he's got order now. Like, I
Yes.
was hoping that's the direction they're going to go because, like we talked about, like, thematically, like, he gets a little bit more in peace. He starts using his fire at this point. So
Yeah.
he's kind of leveling the scales, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing I like most about this character.
Hmm.
His symbol spread.
And
He's got an
we
awesome
also
foundation.
we also have his foundation, making a stand, 2/5 +3 low. Obviously, his symbols. Enhanced flip. Your rival discards 1 momentum. It's never bad. But we
good.
got a static just enhance for free. Your stun attack is +1 damage. Okay, yeah, I'm into that. That's really good. Order has a lot of stuns,
Mm-hmm.
so that plays well with them. Fire has a good number of stuns as well.
This foundation is not unique.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also not unique. Sugar
You
Rocky
get
has a
4
lot
of
of
these.
stun. Yeah,
4.
for these bad boys out there.
Yeah. I
Plus
mean,
4 damage to every attack.
I like
Lot of
the
throws.
flip is really solid. Just, I mean, with him,
Yeah.
you get rid of their momentum. I'm the only one picking a card up. Deal with it, nerd.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it plays back with his ability for.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh well, I guess we both have a pickup of momentum. And you're like, no, you can go ahead
Nah,
and discard
dog.
yours, and then
That's
I'll
mines.
draw one.
And there's
Or
a
even-
severe lack of momentum control right now.
Yeah.
So, like adding in a momentum control ability on a very playable, useful other ability type card.
Mhm.
This card's going to be like a 4x in every build of him forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, Order and Water just hate momentum right now with
Fire
what's their
too
plan?
with capture evildoers.
Yeah, that's true. So like, what's their plan? And this
Exploding
off
Pride.
Order and Water. Do it now?
Mhm. That's also exploding pride.
Exploding
Yeah.
Pride on Fire too. Yeah. So
Mhm.
Fire might be better at hating it. Yeah. Now that we've
Um,
added this in.
But yeah. But Ryan, I know the character you really want to talk about is your boy coming up next. Why don't you go ahead and give us that breakdown on Stain too?
So yeah, Stain, 629, all evil order, which I think we definitely predicted his symbols.
Count it.
Enhance, your weapon attack gets +1 speed. If it deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. So it's a pseudo +1/+1, right? You just gotta
Mhm.
connect to actually get the damage. And then response commit, after your rival makes a check to play a card, that check gets -3. Failing that check does not end their combat phase. Only playable if your rival has taken damage this game. This game, not this turn, this game.
Right.
So
Mhm.
it's like I think they literally put that last line of taking damage this game on there as a thematic thing to show like,
Mhm.
I
oh yeah,
love it.
Stain had
That's
to
really
connect,
cool.
hit him, and now he's active. I think this ability is really strong. I mean, you can use it on blocks, and
It's like a
so
pseudo
you can use
+3
it.
speed.
Yeah, you can use it on their turn to make them like commit extra resources, and then by the time it gets back to your turn for the backswing, you use it on a block, and it's like Matt said, 3 extra speed they have to deal with, and they probably aren't going to have resources to deal with this on back-to-back turns a lot of times. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It also says after they make the check, so you get to see what it was.
yeah, so if they check a
Mhm.
3 and they're needing like a 7, you're like, yeah, you checked a 0, dog. Tap 7
Right.
Or die.
or die. Yeah,
Did you run 2s and 1s? Hey, guess what? You're negative now.
yeah, you checked a -2. Oof.
Yeah, you want
When
to
I done
commit
that,
like 8 things to pass this block? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and well, even further, also, like we were talking about Kirigiri before, like you can go and you can use this to kind of abort their final attack that would kill you, also, right? Like if they have to, because they have to pass the card, and like so, if you're like, all right, let's do the math real quick. If I put -3 right here, oh, they just can't pass the card. Sure, it doesn't end their turn, but it kind of ends their turn, you know?
Yeah.
Like
They have to have that one more attack, right?
exactly.
right. Yeah, and this doesn't like replace it. This just is straight. If you fail, it
It's
is
just
gone,
gone.
son.
It's just done.
Yeah,
Yeah. It didn't stick. It didn't say in the card pool because it failed, but like,
Right.
like you
This is
said,
a discard
so-
pile, and then they get to continue on their turn, whatever it may be, which is probably playing a foundation or something because they can't pass the attack a second time.
right.
deep
Or
link.
don't have an
And-
attack. Yeah.
And Stain is looking like a boss on this card, unlike another card we'll look at later.
Yeah.
But
This
yeah,
card's good though.
Yeah, I do. I'm a big fan of this card.
Yeah.
The Stain. I think he's gonna see a lot of play. And just like I said, +1 speed on not every attack technically because there's only your weapon attack, but
It's gonna be every attack.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
every attack with Stain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, you're
And-
playing things that have like printed 4 or higher speed. That way, everything's a
Mhm.
5 or 6 speed. Like that's the goal, because then you're just making them commit hella resources on everything they want to block, and then it makes your control check hack even more impactful.
Well, and the thing they want to do is they want to block for as long as they can, like completely block to keep you off of that hack, right?
Yeah.
So like
that's why you lead with a throw. Don't matter.
Yeah, and throws are an option for sure. If there's like a weapon throw in particular.
You're probably just gonna play Electric Jolt, right? Like as your thing to activate it, because then it has utility later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Electric Jolt's a good starting point for sure. If you're playing them off order, 100%.
Just bring
His
back
foundation's awesome too.
Yeah.
For the record.
Just bring back chain throw or whatever it was I said the other day.
Shut your face.
Anyways, let's talk about this.
Weapon throw.
Let's talk about this foundation.
5 rooftop vantage +2 low block. Enhanced flip. Look at the top card of your rival's deck.
Man, I can't help but notice you didn't want to talk about chain throw.
Super good spam. It's super good. It's got a super playable low block, and it just lets you peek at the top card of their deck.
Yeah, so I think this is cool with him. Like, you get in a situation where you're like, man, I got to block one of these next 2 attacks, or I'm just gonna die. Like, you look at the top of their deck, and it's like a 3, and you're like, okay, I can hack this shit down to a 0. They're not playing that second attack. I'm good. I can just take this and like get back on the backswing or whatever, or I can just like block this and not have to worry about the next attack. So I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, or on offense. Yeah.
Do the math for what they're going to check. I mean, like I did that yesterday with Jiro. I had to set up and I put the 3 check as the second card, knowing that if I did that, my second attack would just win the game.
Right.
So from that point, the second attack.
I think this is a totally fine spam card. Like it's not crazy or anything. It's just a totally fine, cool ability with a +2 low block.
It's a 0 diff with a +2 low block. Sign me up.
Signed up.
So you can run that and gotcha both to 0 diff +2 low blocks.
Order. Yeah, it's got some really good spam options.
And lastly, the last reveal we have as of recording, they have said that today's character will be Uraraka, but we're not recording when she has been revealed. So the last one we have.
Way to stamp it, John.
Yep. Look, man, I'm all about being upfront with the listeners until I'm not. But to Ryan's point, whereas we had like every character has been like kind of had some awesome action pose, and for whatever reason, we have Iida, who's like the fastest character. Looked like he's about to go do some power walking with those rocket boots.
He's walking through mud right now, son. Just,
I know he's got like lightning going on in the background. Just,
I mean, he's just walking up. He's like, I see you, Stain. I know what you did to my brother,
and you about to kill me.
I'm about to get you.
Yeah.
Real talk. I thought Iida was legit dead in the show when I first saw it.
Yeah, but it was not good for him. Did not go the way he wanted it to.
Bad time. This Iida is 720. I believe we had second 7 hand size. I think his DLC was 719. I think.
I think 720.
I didn't know he was in the DLC.
Yeah, I don't know. That character is whatever. This is a better version of a 7 hand size Iida. Air, Order Void. So air is his new symbol on this version. Response: after you play an EX ability, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. I'm gonna say that again. Response: after you play an EX ability, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. There's no restrictions on how many times you can play this in a turn.
Right.
It seems awesome.
Yep.
He also has enhanced once per turn. Ready 1 foundation with a printed difficulty of 1 or less. That is not as useful right now because I checked last night and currently there's exactly 1 foundation you can use that on, and it is resistance.
You can use it on President of Class 1A or whatever as well.
Like I said.
Yeah. It's 1 or less, so you can use it for calling for backup.
Like that, or
calling for backup.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's a lot of targets for that card. That's a great ability.
No, I mean, obviously, yes, all the ones that are like flipped, you can use them. But as far as like having an enhanced commit ability to then.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So this version of Iida is the version that I thought we would have gotten in like set 1. Because I feel like this is Iida. Like these abilities are like
accurate.
Yeah, thematically like speedy guy, like doing EX to add more speed and like keep doing it, like just keep going. I think this is more thematic to Iida. I mean, I get the set 1 theme as well. Like it's totally fine. Like because his speed in that is like beating you to the punch essentially. But
he can't sustain it for as long either. Like that's the other thing that's reflected here is like he's able to use his quirk longer because he's been training. So
that's true.
You can only use it the 1 time per turn to be really fast. But then, so like that's the idea there, I think.
But yeah, this first ability, like once you get 1 momentum, you just EX everything one time and just get your momentum back. So you just run all EX attacks, add 1, 2, 3 speed to everything, whatever it is, and just keep
Mhm.
getting your momentum back. Seems pretty solid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And last time I checked, air is a pretty good symbol if you want to have some artificial momentum generation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Uh,
wealthy
air's good.
aspirations and all the other junk that it gets. Yeah,
Charged up.
Concentration.
yeah, right.
Um,
Like we're ever gonna get those.
I know, I'm saying one day maybe. But like, I think, yeah. Well, he also does the things Air really wants to do, like we're talking about, like use momentum and all, but also the readying foundations. Like Air just readies a ton of stuff right now. It's like
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
this
Yeah,
character,
amphibious.
yeah, this character's gonna be able to put together some really long attack turns,
Mhm.
and that's always really good. And all his stuff's gonna be a little bit faster than it should be. So depending on what his support looks like, this character could be very good.
Mhm.
yeah,
Like he might just be a seven-hander who, you know, unlike Midoriya, who's just like building a ton by like turn 2 or 3, he just might, if you run all the stuff that readies, he might just ready his whole board a couple times and, like
yeah,
go from there. Because
Yeah.
he doesn't say one that has not been readied.
I was just about
That's important.
to say, because a lot of the ready stuff specifies it can't have already been ready this turn. His ability does not.
yeah,
So you just use his ability last,
Mhm.
right.
Um, so yeah, I think he's got some real potential. Like
Mhm.
I do think that Air will end up. I don't know if it'll be his strongest symbol, just because it'll have the least amount of direct support for him. Like
Mhm.
Order and Void have set one and DLC, and this character's worth of support, and a little overlap with some of the kick stuff for others. But it's just gonna come down to what attack lineup you want to run with. And I think unlike Bakugo, where we're saying like maybe you run like a one powerful attack that you're really concerned about adding his ability to, I think you exclusively probably run attacks that have EX on them just to
Mhm.
Yeah,
get as much as you can to push this stuff through. Like I don't think you want to run any attacks that don't have EX on them. Like,
No. And to your point, this makes like his character makes like flying thruster kick a lot better for him.
mhm.
Because you don't mind picking that EX on that card because to get the extra damage because you're just gonna get that momentum right back.
yeah.
Right.
Um,
He can finally
so
play it as well as a racer.
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
And we actually do have one attack spoiled with him as well, right?
Yeah, we gotta get ready to hate, because oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah, dude, we just want to rip the band-aid off, man.
God, this art is the worst art I've ever seen in this game.
It's
It
so
is.
bad.
I like. Hey, I'm happy that Kingston and Miles were able to get some art into this game at a really early age, bro. That's impressive.
Those are our sons, by the way.
Yeah.
In case people weren't
Yes.
sure who those people
Our
were.
I'd say
Our
we've had Miles on as a
two-year
guest
old,
host.
2 years old and under children.
Mhm.
Yeah, like,
It's a sweet
man.
action shot. Like I like they went for like it's falling thruster kick is the name of the card. He's like doing like a sweet like somersault like kick on the stain. It looks really
He's kicking
cool.
a cardboard cutout of Stain. Look at that thing.
Stain looks like he's out of Beavis and Butthead, bro.
I was
Like,
gonna say it looks like a Simpsons version of Stain. It's got like
Yeah,
the weird
like
cutout.
it's where my hard detail lines at. Like nothing. Like
damn.
where's Stain's neck? What happened to his neck? Did Iida
He
kick it
got
off?
kicked. He
Yeah,
got
like
kicked.
did he
I'm not.
remove his head?
I'm not normally a hater, but I'm hating on this. This is rough.
Uh,
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, if they had to choose this just because they were like, we need art for this card and we want
That's
this card in
fine.
the set,
Yeah.
then it is what it is. I'll accept it. But
yeah.
man, it's
I was
a
gonna say
not as good as you wanted it to be.
in their defense, maybe there aren't a whole lot of like Iida kicking ass shots in the Stain fight because he
He
gets
got his ass whooped in that fight, so
pretty immediate. Like he comes in, does a few things, and Stain's like, you done messed up, boy.
right.
All that
Oh,
being
did you want to fight
said,
me in close range?
Yeah.
this is a 4/3 with a +2 low,
Plus
2
two
high
high.
4,
Yeah. Sorry.
+2 low
It's
block.
too low
Yeah,
block. It's
yeah.
high attack.
2 high for 4 with EX3, which is solid.
Mhm.
Kick and combo EX. So we're doing stuff here. Combo enhanced to get +3 damage. So I mean, with Iida, it's a 5 high for 7 on a 4
Oh, yeah.
diff.
Well,
Uh,
5 because you have to combo it, but yeah.
yeah, on a 5 diff. Yeah, so 5 high for 7 on a 5. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
I would play this card all day in him and
Yeah.
just love the artwork the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, for real. This card's really strong. I like this card.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got my etch a sketch out. What about it?
I think this would probably in like a kick, like a void kick deck. This probably ends up being like the highest damage attack you can throw.
Except for
Does that sound
Recipro
right?
Burst.
Okay,
Yeah,
Reciprocal Burst, obviously. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
by itself,
Um,
yeah. I mean, it getting the 7 damage, like most of those cap out around 6 or so without
Yeah.
well,
external
also
mods.
you can like Recipro
Binding kick.
extend
Into-
like flying thruster into this card or something, and that feels
Okay.
really good.
Yeah.
Binding
It's,
kick
it's like
is 7
4,
also.
5, 6. Yeah, binding kick as well. Any of
Okay.
those. where you, I mean, Recipro Extend is going to be in every kick deck for now and ever, like any
Until
of the Magic
eternity.
symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like the ultimate lead card, or even mid card. I don't know. The card's just amazing.
So the
But-
thing is, it doesn't have EX on it.
Well, that's why you lead with it, though.
Yeah, but
You
like,
lead with it into the EX card that is even better.
Right.
Like that's why Flying Thruster Kick is so much better now, right?
mhm. I mean,
With him, I think this card's it's a really solid card. It's one of his common attacks for the set, as we can see. Any 4 diff attack that can come in as a 7, like you said, Matt, it's really a 5 if you want it to be the 7, but still,
Sure.
that's nothing.
well, and the fact that it's a 4 diff, like, so when you're building a deck, like you want to have more lower difficulty attacks, so you can put together these longer chains, like we talked about. And this character wants to do that. Like his ability is designed to do that, both of them, and to extend his turns. So, this might be a build where like the only 5 diff you run is your Recipro Burst and maybe like an Engine Rush or something, just to kind of
Engine Rush got EX, so yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so like you still probably run a couple 5s, but like you're probably gonna run like 3 of them or something, like 3x of each of them instead of like a full play set or whatever, like you might right now, because you just want to have more lower difficulty attacks to just keep on EX and keep on pushing that damage through. Because eventually you're just gonna start connecting, and they're gonna be like, uh-oh. So
Yeah, and like to your point, like as much as I love high engine kick, I don't know that it has a place with this Iida because it doesn't have EX.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think the Recipro, whatever his plus ultra card is.
That's another 5 diff, the Reciprocal Acceleration Kick.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna have to make some hard choices.
Yeah.
Between like that,
I feel like
Engine Rush, and whatever other cards he has. I mean, this is literally the only card of the set we've seen.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
feel like
he's gonna have more EX cards.
I feel like a Reciprocal Acceleration Kick ain't making it in, son. I got bad news.
Yeah, it's a good card, but
I don't know, man. It clears your card pool, like, for its EX.
Yeah, but it just turns Present Mic on, so it's trash.
I was just about to say you beat me to it. It fuels Present Mic even more. You have fallen into my trap, you fools.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, run that card.
Oh my goodness. Present Mike, working real hard to get that 3-speed. Iida, I just get it naturally from all my EX abilities, man. Like, but he does need to look out for what's their plan. That's that hard tech for this character, guys. Go ahead and let you know. Card's gonna be gaining stock.
If you only ever have 1 momentum, you fucked.
Well, it loses EX, so then
Yeah,
they
it
just
loses
can't use
so
it.
he can't use the ability.
Gotcha.
Because it makes it lose powerful stun or EX.
I thought you were talking about taking away the momentum. I was like, ooh.
No,
yeah.
I mean that's also good, but
Yeah, no, you just make it lose EX, and they're like, "Meow."
Yeah, that's true.
then he slows down his power walking to just the normal walk.
I play my EX1 attack, and then I play my EX3 attack. We're good.
Got him.
Well, as I said, as of right now, that's all the reveals we have for set 2. We'll come back at you. We don't know the reveal schedule for next week. This week they did essentially 1 character and 1 card every day. I don't know if they've said what the next schedule, what it'll be for next week, what they're going to do. But as we get more reveals and as we learn more information, obviously we'll come back and touch on those, give you that hot info on them. I believe that's going to do it for this episode, unless you guys have anything else you want to add.
That's about it.
Just get excited for set 2, man. It's coming.
Yeah, boy.
Well, we appreciate everybody stopping by. We hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for listening.
See you guys
Later.